Are you ready? Because I'm ready for another quick and dirty audit for another business that I met at a trade show in the last few months. I've collected numerous business cards. I'm going to select the business at random, and whichever business I select will receive a digital marketing audit. Let's go. What do we got? Ooh, okay. We got Doppel Real Estate Investments. We got a real estate investment firm. We're going to do a quick and dirty audit. Let's dive in. All right, so this is the website. And this actually, I got to this website, if I could just backtrack for a second, through this QR code on this business card. And it's strange because it's Doppel Real Estate Investments, Bob Doppel, investor. And then that specific QR code brings me to this site here. Now, this site here is This Great City Business Network. At first, when you look at it, I do recall this conversation with Bob. However, if I'm somebody that doesn't know Bob and didn't have a conversation with him, and I landed on this site, I would not know what it is. It's not very clear in terms of what the goal of this website is, what's the purpose of the website. It's not immediately clear. What I would do in this case is right here above the fold, I would have something clear and concise, something like, something that can speak directly to who it's for. It could be your guide to business networking in Toronto, your guide to business networking in Canada. Something that speaks directly to me when I land on this site so I know what it is and I know what it's about, and then guiding me to what I need to do next. There's no value proposition. You got these little slides here, which is great. Not much happening above the fold. Now, scrolling down, is it more clear? Okay, so you have some recurring business events. This is good. It would be nice if I was able to add it to my calendar by clicking on it, but I'm assuming you have to be a member first. So view membership options. Let's just go down through the conversion funnel here to see what happens when I view membership options. Okay, it takes me to this page here. See what referral networking is all about. Come join us. Again, I only know anything about this because I had a discussion with Bob. Otherwise, I would not really know what it's all about. And going down here, okay, you have your membership plans. Cool. Good chance I'm not going to opt into these plans without understanding more and learning more about what this great city has to offer. A good thing would be like our mission, maybe like a start here button that could take me to exactly what I need to do if it's my first time on the website. Right? And then that way there it can guide me through almost the exact pitch that Bob gave me when I met him in person. But there needs to be a page on here that speaks and gives me that event and can speak directly to me as a business owner and how this specific networking group can benefit my business. I see a lot of activity here. Looking at the blog, I can see that they have these blog posts that are at the top from 2022. Probably not as relevant anymore. And then you got these kind of blog posts, pretty recent. I'm assuming these are from businesses that are a part of the actual network. But there's not a lot of content here. This is not optimized at all. Just looks like an online business card connected to the blog. I would tighten that up a bit, maybe have a business card section where all of the members have their own sort of profiles of sorts, which could be as simple as this, but it's more of a profile, not connected to the blog. If you want to allow an opportunity for people or members to contribute to the blog, that's a great idea. But again, I would definitely put some best practices in place in terms of how that content is created so it can actually reach people and reach visibility and reach more people going to this great city. Looks like a member login. I cannot access that because I'm not a member. However, let's not worry about that right now. Let's go to see what's happening specifically with their online presence for SEO. So what they likely want to attract is probably business owners. They were at this conference, which is a business conference, and want to connect with likely a lot of other entrepreneurs and business owners or C-level executives that would be great people to join this great city. Looking at the domain, it's got a lot of backlinks. It's got a domain rating of 33. It's not terrible, but there's a lot of opportunity here. So if you go and take a look at organic keywords, not really doing a whole lot at all in terms of position, right? So you see there's not a lot of optimization happening. So there's a lot of room for improvement to even be found for some of these keywords, right? So if you want to be found for a keyword such as, look, some of these keywords are not even relevant. But if you want to be found for a certain event, for example, because they do a lot of events, maybe they want to be found for, let's say, Let's just take a look at events. Like first Wednesday morning coffee mixer at Williams Cafe. So if they want to be found for Toronto networking opportunities, that's a great keyword to go after. However, they're not making any content on the website, nothing about Toronto businesses. I would almost create a Toronto business lifestyle section on the website that can help position this great city as an authority for business networking in Toronto. Again, that would be an entire new section on the site. I would almost just replace this blog and call it Toronto Business Lifestyle or something like that. And then that will just be a slew of articles. And then you can actually get members to contribute to that section of the blog or to articles within the website, which is going to help increase that authority with Google. So you can start showing up for networking events, because essentially it's a community website, right? So you have all these different businesses a part of it. If they can all contribute to the Toronto Business Lifestyle section of your website, it could actually work wonders for your SEO. But specifically, talking about these mixers and things like that, these are great. And it seems to be very focused on the geographical area of the greater Toronto area. I would create a lot of content about relevant things happening in Toronto business news, all sorts of things like that, and articles that matter to people that are a part of the community. I think that can definitely help getting more visibility from Google searches, because look, there's a lot of people out there looking for networking opportunities in Toronto to network with other business owners. But I fear that this great city is not even showing up or on the map for Google in terms of one of those authorities that for hosting those type of events. So definitely opportunity there. Some other ideas could be even creating different sections on the website outside of Toronto Lifestyle or Toronto Business Blog, but doing things like city guides, neighborhood reviews, event highlights. All this type of information could create great value for the people that are following this page or people that are looking for this page, right? So having those neighborhood reviews and and again, I'm assuming this is only relevant to the greater Toronto area, but again, this can be replicated out to other cities as well. In terms of lead generation and getting more businesses to join as members to this great city, there's nothing here in terms of lead magnets. I don't see a newsletter sign up, nothing like that. So creating some sort of a lead magnet to help to opt in and get people to join the email list is a great opportunity. It could be 5 unknown businesses in Toronto that you need to know about. Download the PDF, right? At least this generates some more lead from your target audience. All right, now moving on to the socials. Looking at the Facebook page, 508 likes. Okay. The call to action is a WhatsApp message. That's a little odd. I would send that traffic or have that call to action be the website itself. That's where you want to drive people. And it looks like the content is mainly promoting some of those networking opportunities, which makes total sense. Not really much consistency happening, but it looks like the actual images are not generated by this great city, but generated by a third party. So that makes sense. I see what they're doing here. They're just trying to give more exposure to these networking opportunities, which is great. They have a featured one from March 22nd. This is the big one. It looks like they're looking to promote. This could be better optimized with an image. It looks like it's cut off. But when you go to the ad, it looks like this is being run as an ad. A couple things about this specific ad. I think it can be better optimized. You have a lot of text on image here. Most people are not looking at that text on an image. Let me just move my head here so you can see what I'm looking at. All right. Most people, when you have an ad like this, they're not going to click on this at all because there's too much text. They're not reading it. Plus, it's a square image, and you have to have multiple variations of this to enable yourself to have your ad show up on multiple placements in different platforms, right? So I would create one specific for Reels or Story. You can use the square as well, but there's so many different variations. Landscape, you want to definitely have different variations of this one ad. It looks like to me here, there's just this one ad, fingers crossed. Let's hope it works. Let's get some awareness on it. But spending a little bit of TLC, you can create more variations of ads and then put your money on the one that works best, right? That's the great thing about meta advertising is it's going to put your ads in front of the people and the ads that work best in front of the people that are going to most likely convert on the content. So keep that in mind. Here, you're really limiting yourself just by creating that one ad and targeting one audience. I think this specific copy could be better just to capture the attention. Remember, this hook here is really what's going to make or break people clicking on your ad or not clicking on your ad. Summer Roundup vendor marketing at Ancaster Fairgrounds on July 20th. I don't know. I don't think that really does it. I think you need to speak directly to the pain point that that this specific event is solving. If it's a summer roundup vendor market, cool. Maybe like what exactly who is the vendor market serving, right? Speak directly to them, maybe with some sort of a compelling question or some sort of a statement, something that's going to get somebody to stop from scrolling, click on that ad, and take the action you want them to take, which is going to this application form. Let's see what this is. Summer roundup vendor market. Okay. All right, cool. So it's a vendor application form. Awesome. So you're speaking directly to vendors, maybe an opportunity for vendors to make money, right? So maybe speak specifically to that in the copy of that ad, right? And also test multiple variations of that copy too, because again, the algorithm is going to choose one of those copy over the others, which works the best in getting people to click on that ad. Our company, we've worked in similar businesses to this where we're actually targeting vendors in that B2B type of scenario. And there's certain things that vendors want to see, right? It's like, if I'm going to invest my time and money into a specific event, I need to have some sort of an idea of an ROI. So if this specific vendor roundup has been run in the past, using some testimonials is a fantastic way to get people's attention and reduce the risk that they have by spending their own time and energy into this event. One other thing I noticed when looking at this specific site here, this great city, this logo here is different. Is that different from this logo here? I think it is. Let's go back. This great city, yeah, it's different. So you got to have brand consistency, right? It takes so much effort to make a logo be consistent with an audience. That's why sometimes when people want to do a rebrand, I'm always like, do you really need to do a rebrand? You spent so much time and energy promoting this specific logo to an audience. To get that logo to be familiar, you have to get in front of an audience multiple times. So in this case here, you got to have that brand consistency. This logo is totally different from this logo here. Keep that consistent. Whichever one's the new one, make sure it's rolled out amongst all platforms. So again, it looks like a handful of opportunities for this great city to make the most of their online presence. Bob is a fantastic networker. It would be amazing if he complemented those efforts with the online presence, not just being consistent, but definitely maximizing the opportunities specific on the paid advertising, making sure you're getting the right visibility for the ads, and also making sure that it's a seamless journey for from somebody seeing the ad to taking the action you want them to take, which is being a vendor. So I think there's a huge opportunity here. I love the business model. I just think it needs to be tightened up online. And if Bob in this great city can do that, I see some huge potential. If this video is helpful for you, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Until next time, we'll see you soon.